Congressman Gutierrez. Por favor.
Honor and a pleasure to be here this afternoon. Let me first of all say I already bought my ticket for December 4th. I know I got to be there about 2 o'clock. So I look forward to seeing people in my second home in Washington, D.C. on December the 4th. I look forward to gathering with all of you so that we can make the first 100 days of the next presidency, which is going to be under Barack Obama, a successful presidency that really going to be one of fairness and justice and equitable treatment. So I look forward to seeing you there. I'm looking forward, and I have encouraged the leadership. I'll see Speaker Nancy Pelosi on Tuesday. She's coming into town. I think we shouldn't wait for January 23rd, wait for the inauguration. I think we should get back to Washington, D.C. immediately after the election and pass a bill, at least $50 to $75 billion, so that we can begin the infrastructure rebuilding of this nation. That bill is ready to go. It doesn't have to go through a subcommittee or committee process. It's really ready to go. We need to get back. And I know that Senator Barack Obama has encouraged us to go back immediately after the election and get that done. No, President Bush can sign something good as he leaves office, $75 billion in infrastructure improvements to our community. I know you don't have to slap, this is a nonpartisan group, but I'm a partisan person, so I want to be honest with you about how I feel. Excuse me if I offend anybody's sensibilities here this afternoon. It's not it isn't what I wish to do. So we can get to do that. And Carmen, we'll make sure it comes back the same way you and I work together to make sure when they close down the blue line and close it down through Pilsen and Little Village and the West Side, I sat down with you and others, and when they said, Frank Reese, he said he'd never reopen it again. He said he was closing it down on weekends. It was impossible unless I could do what Bill Lipinski did for the Orange Line, and that was get $400 billion. He said, I'm going to help you. He said, go get it. But we worked together and we got the money and the blue line is open. We need to continue to do those kind of infrastructure programs. Let me say about healthcare. I have wonderful healthcare service. I pay about $340 a month. I bet if you ask all the elected officials here, whether it's our fine city clerk Miguel Del Valle or Illinois State Representative Mendoza or any one of us, we all have wonderful healthcare. That's affordable healthcare. It's not free. Some cost more than others, but it's wonderful, comprehensive, affordable healthcare. And I think that it's a shame in the only industrialized nation in the world where everyone is not guaranteed the same access to healthcare that the very elected officials that are sent to public office obtain through that very public office. And so, I am a co-sponsor of John Conyers' bill for a single-payer system. We're going to make sure that we work with the next president of the United States to get not only an infrastructure bill, but to get comprehensive health care so that everybody has the same ability to access health care as a basic fundamental human right in this nation as their elected officials do. There's nothing less than the Senate and the House should approve and send for a signature of the President of the United States of America, the next President of the United States of America. On the last thing you raised, Carmen, I'll share with you something that I've never shared before, actually, in a public forum or in a private forum. Back in December, the years get a little confusing, of 2006, then, when he's still Senator Barack Obama, but newly elected Senator Barack Obama, called me, and I met with him in his office, I think in the Dirksen building, one of those buildings downtown by Jackson and Dearborn. He called me up and said, Lou, can you come down? I'd like to talk to you. I went down to the scene and said, I'm getting ready to go to Hawaii. I'm going to Hawaii with my wife and my kids. We're going to spend a little time together. When I get back, I got to figure out whether or not I'm going to run for President of the United States. That's basically, in a nutshell, what he said to me. I kind of sat back and said, all right, that's what you want to do. I hope you have an enjoyable vacation in Hawaii, and when you get back, call me up and let me know what decision you've made. And I told them that day, the only thing, you think, oh, they must have discussed something important, they must have negotiated, shook hands. If you're gonna do that, what you gonna do for me? Right? A couple politicians in a room all by themselves, they gotta negotiate, shake hands on something. Well, we did. I responded to him, I said, I will support you, but you know that the one issue that is most important to me and that I fight for in the Congress of the United States is comprehensive immigration reform. And if you're going to make a commitment to making sure that we have comprehensive immigration reform when you're President of the United States, then I would join you in your presidential campaign. And that was our agreement. Now, if you never heard of it before, because I never told anybody, I never had an opportunity or a forum of friends. And we've never been this close. I mean, because if you had seen us back in December of 2006, what do you think the odds are with the skinny guy from Chicago with the funny name was going to be ahead in the polls 2 weeks before the election? And that we were all going to be redoubling our efforts to make sure that he became president. Not very likely, but it happened. So I'll join you on December 4th so that we can begin to work. By that time, the transition should have well begun. So we'll begin to make sure that we bring all of the participants and all of the basic actors that are necessary. I introduced the only comprehensive immigration reform bill. It's the Gutierrez flake bill, and in the Senate it was known as the McCain-Kennedy, and then when we got in the majority it was known as the McCain wouldn't join us. That's just the truth. I'm not trying to be partisan or political, just wouldn't join us. Congressman Flake, however, Republican from Arizona, continued to work with me, and we garnered 100 co-sponsors in the House of Representatives. Now, 100 co-sponsors in the House of Representatives is not a bill made for signature. It takes 218 signatures, and we need to work in a comprehensive manner with the next president. So you know what? I'll set aside my bill, and if Barack Obama, the next president of the United States, has a better bill, we'll take his bill. The important thing is that a comprehensive immigration reform bill get passed, and one of the first actions of the next president of the United States is while we work to get that bill passed, we stop the deportations and stop the separation of families here in this country. Because, thank you for that 1 minute, China. I'll wrap it up. Because, quite honestly, think about it a moment. I sat down with President Bush in the Oval Office, said, Mr. President, along with my colleagues from, stop the deportations. He said, well, Luis. I said, no, stop the deportation. Because your administration has sent Secretary Chertoff to the Senate and to the House to negotiate with us a comprehensive immigration reform bill. You sent Secretary Gutierrez, no relationship to me. No relationship to me. Your Secretary of Commerce to negotiate with us on the basis that we have a broken immigration system that affects adversely and is unfair and keeps people in the shadows and in the darkness, and that you wanted to bring them out into the light of day. These are the words of the President of the United States. You can't on the one hand say that an action, that a law of this nation is wrong, and then try to negotiate with the Congress to fix it, and when that fails, use those very secretaries, that very administration, that very cabinet, and the full force of the federal government to enforce a law that you said you was wrong and that you wanted to fix. That's why we need a new president, a new way in this country. We need consistency between what we believe and the action we take at a legislative and an executive branch of government. So that's what we're going to work on. I'm going to work with the next president of the United States to bring that bill about so that I can come back to wonderful Chicago and spend so much more time with all of you. So I have a self-interest. Gracias. Que Dios los bendiga.